YouTube, what it do? My fam, welcome back. You new to the channel? Just call me Kinfolk. So look, now we have some more news going on. Jeffrey Epstein's associate was just found dead in his prison cell. Right? Funny, not really funny, but kind of crazy. You know, coincidentally, you know, he was found hanging just like Jeffrey Epstein. So what I'm about to do, I'm about to connect the dots and show y'all that this was planned by the numbers. So without further ado, we finna tap right in. Let's see what's going on. So modeling agent linked to Jeffrey Epstein found dead in prison cell. And what's so crazy, everyone that's having something to do with that whole case, I gotta word my words very carefully when I talk about this, because when you have the title Jeffrey Epstein, your video automatically gets yellow marked, right? So I had to be very careful of what I say. Everyone that knows something is starting to come up dead. It's almost like my man's 5K said, bro, clean up on aisle 7. You know, they getting the cleanup crew, they cleaning up their tracks. You know, they making sure that no one that knows anything, anyone that has any type of dirt, any type of blackmail, anything that can put anyone else behind bars, they making sure these people don't speak, right? Because obviously these few people that we keep hearing in the news, Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and this guy Jean-Luc Brunel, that's only 3 people. Those are only 3 names. Obviously, if these people had a hand in trafficking these children, it was obviously other people that they were trafficking these kids too. So it's many more people that are involved, but they're not telling. Those people will never get anything done to them. These are the people that get to slide by. You always get a fall guy to put all the charges on and put everything on, right? And that's the same reason why Epstein came up, you know, dead, because he had blackmail on these type of people. These type of people came to the island, right? So now I'm about to show you how these people took him out by the numbers. So we got his death comes less than 3 years after Epstein was found dead in his prison cell in New York while he was awaiting trial on federal sex trafficking charges. So first, I'm gonna talk about Epstein, and I'm gonna draw the numbers behind Epstein, and then I'm gonna bring this new person in as well. Jeffrey Epstein, dead by apparent suicide in federal jail, right? So he was found hanging from his cell, right? Now, if we take Epstein's date of death, which was August 10th, 2019, we take August 10th and we get Epstein, we get the number 38. And y'all already know what that number 38 contains. Every time you see that number 38, every time somebody has that 38 numerology, we already know that that means murder in the same cipher, right? 38 murder. This was all planned. This happened. All these deaths happened on a specific day for a specific reason. Murders. And Epstein had the same numerology, the 34 and the 38. New York jail, where Jeffrey Epstein died, ordered to shut down. Jeffrey in New York, once again we get the same numerology, 39 and 33. Funny, 33, remember that same cipher that we get the 33s in. The same cipher, when you add it forwards or backwards, you always get that 33 either forwards or backwards. Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide, sources say. Suicide, murder, Epstein, all the same numerology. That same 34, that 34 and that 38 keeps popping up. So they telling you, these people leave clues. This is how the Kabbalists work. This is how the Freemasons work. They use numerology to get across what really happened. These rituals, these sacrifices, these news stories, these headlines, they all are done by numerology. This is how they get it across. This is how they leave their trail. The devil always has to leave a trail. So with this numerology, you can use it and figure out how these people work. I know a lot of people say, hey, Kinfolk, you know, gematria is an occult practice. That's exactly why I'm using it, because this is what they use to script out these deaths, script out these fake news, these fake shootings, things like that. All this stuff is done by the numbers. So you have to use this to figure out what's really going on. Now, something I found interesting was if you take suicide and fake death, you get 34 and 47. Now 47 is very interesting, right? Because 47, if you take 47 degrees at the top of the Freemasonic compass, right? Also, like I said, the Kabbalists, the Cabal equals 47, two parties, the Republican and the Democrat party. That's why I told y'all, y'all playing this political game when it's all, they all have something to do with this as well. Democrat and Republican equals 47 forwards and backwards. You see what I'm saying? White House, president, government, authority, two parties. Like, come on, bro. Come on. This is all made. This is all. They pick these words for a reason, because that's what the numerology adds it up to. It's no coincidence why certain words were picked and certain phrases. It's all, the numerology is all behind it. So it's no coincidence why suicide and fake death also have the same numerology, right? So could this death have been faked, you know, just for him, just to get him out the way and, you know, silence him so he doesn't tell or use, you know, the blackmail that he had on these people, on these people that's, you know, higher up in you know, in stature, that he had evidence on. He would even allude to it, right? So that's something to think about. Once again, January 20th, the day Epstein died, equals 47. Suicide and fake death equals 47 in the same ciphers. The backwards, the reverse full reduction is, and you can see how it's added up right here, right? Z meaning reverse, you know, A is 26, Z is 1. So for Z, you get 1, right? A is 26, 2 plus 6 equals 8. So that's how you get that reduction, right? It's taking double digits and turning them into single digits. So that's how you get these numbers. So isn't it crazy that that's what these numbers equal up to, all three of them? Kind of strange, right? And while I was researching, I said, why not look this up? So Jeffrey Epstein was laid to rest next to his parents at I.J. Morris Star of Davis Cemetery near Palm Beach, Florida, right? So I looked it up, and on the official website, and his name is nowhere to be found, right? I'm at the I.J. Morris at Star David of Palm Beach, and you type in Epstein, view the obituaries, and we get no results, no sign of Jeffrey Epstein or his parents. We get none, right? No grave details, no nothing. Now they say, and you can even find Hold on. So they say his grave is unmarked to prevent vandalism. It's believed the names of Epstein's parents were taken off their headstone as well to prevent vandals from finding them. When the Daily Mail inquired whether Epstein's body was actually buried there, Mark Epstein, which is his brother, raged that it was none of their fucking business. So, and what's crazy, you can even find Adolf Hitler's gravestone. And he killed millions. You see what I'm saying? Like, he was way worse than a person than Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, let's not try to soften what he did. You see what I'm saying? What he did was still sick, right? But even this person gravestone can be found. So it's kind of weird how you can't find where his gravestone, right? Now this is the official website. Now I was able to find it on Star Davis Cemetery Memorials, where it's just like find a grave, right? And he does show up, but there's no grave photo. There's no grave photo for him. It's no grave photo for his mother, which is right here, and there's no grave photo for his father. So I'm not sure if that is because, like they say, it's to prevent vandalism, or if they are part of this whole little fake death scheme as well. That's something to think about, right? Because we have people like this. Darius Tolbert, this is gonna be real quick. We're not even gonna do too much with this person, right? And blue is the color of deception. If you look at any news headline, right? You look up any news, that's the main color that they use to deceive you in the news, right? And they love to use the color blue. So that's what kind of stood out to me, because usually at a funeral, they wearing all black, but in this case they all wearing blue. You know, just like these fake news headlines, they always wearing blue, right? See the all blue? They always color code. It's always all blue. They doing that for a reason. So this case is no different, right? And Darius Tolbert, this is the dude that he was, what's her name? A comedian. He looked just like NBA YoungBoy. So that was the running joke. They called him NCAA YoungBoy, right? Because NBA, NCAA. But the funny thing about it, you can see the Masonic checkerboard in the background, Masonic pose. His burial, keep the one out symbolism. His burial was at Mason Cemetery on Mason Drive, right? Mason Cemetery. They have their own Freemasons. They have their own Masonic cemeteries. If you didn't know this, it's Mason Cemetery, right? And the funny part, you go to the Mason Cemetery. If we go back just to show you, we're at the Mason Cemetery in Union Springs, Alabama. Just like they say his burial was, Mason Cemetery, Union Springs, Alabama. His last name, Tolbert. There's no sign of this character. There's no sign of this character whatsoever. On Mason Drive at the Mason Cemetery. So back to the nasty man. We got Jeffrey Epstein, died August 10th, born January 20th, 1953. Suicide by hanging. Right now, if we take the day he was born and the day he died, was a span of 66 years and 6 months. Right, so we get the 666 right there. New York, where he died at, equals 666. If you take the days prior to his birthday, right, his death day, and his upcoming, which would have been his 67th birthday, you have 163 days. Jeffrey Epstein equals 163 in the regular English cipher, which is A is 1, B is 2, Z is 26. So if you take the English language straight up, Jeffrey Epstein equals 163, the same amount of days that he died prior to his birthday. You got 163 days. So like I said, they take these people out on certain days for certain reasons. It's all surrounding the numerology around you. It's all about the numerology behind you. That's when they're gonna take you out. Because they have to let you know that it was done by them. So the numerology is always gonna line up to the T. That's the universal law, right? So now let's get into this guy that just got found dead, Jean-Luc Brunel, a 75-year-old French former executive in the modeling industry, right? He was discovered hanging in his cell in La Santé prison, right? Now, like I told you, they put certain words, they put certain phrases in these articles for a reason. They leaving a trail. Remember the 163 days. Jeffrey Epstein equals 163. La Santé prison equals 163. Right? So like I said, bro, they always leave a trail. They put in these words, they put these phrases in these articles for you to figure it out. Jean-Luc Brunel, a 75-year-old French former executive, he was 75 years old. And the funny thing, they didn't even know when he was born. You can't even find his birthday. You know all this about him. You know all this about him, but you don't know his age. You don't know the day he was born. But we'll say 75 because the article wants us to know that he was 75, even though they don't know if he was 74 or 75. The article is telling us that he's 75. So those are the numbers that we have to go off of, because they tell us this for a reason. It's the reason why it's not 74 and it's 75, because Jeffrey equals 75, Ghislaine Maxwell equals 75. So this death was linked to them. This was linked. They take these people out on certain days for a reason. This man was directly linked to these people. So that's why you can pull this up and you can pull up the numbers, and you're gonna find them as well. August 10th, 2019 equals 50, right? The day that what's his name? Epstein passed away on August 10th, 2019, which equals 50. Isn't it crazy that this Jean-Luc dude died on the 50th day of the year, which is February 19th, 2022? He died on the 50th day of the year, and the day Jeffrey Epstein died equaled 50. But like I said, bro, they do this for a reason. I didn't even bother to do the rest of this, because you could probably find numbers with all this too. I really didn't feel like it because I was already done with the video when I came across this. But it's probably more numerology out there. I just didn't feel like doing it. I found enough. Let's continue. Jeffrey Epstein dies by suicide in Manhattan jail at 66. So he died at 66 years old. Jean-Luc equals 66. February 19th, the day he died, equals 66. Epstein associate Jean-Luc Brunel found dead in a Paris prison cell. Paris equals 72. Brunel equals 72. February 19, 2022 equals 72. So it's a reason behind this. It's a reason behind this. Brunel, Maxwell, and Paris all have the same numerology, 27 and 36. You add these names up, these names and places, add these nouns up, and they add to the same thing. They add up to the same thing. This is not by coincidence. They letting you know that this was done by the numerology. And in this headline, they describe his death as a double blow after Epstein killed himself in 2019 in a Manhattan jail while awaiting sex trafficking charge. They always kill these people while they're awaiting trial, right? They don't want these people to speak because they know about who was all there. So they taking these people out by the numbers. They don't want these people to speak. So they described his death as a double blow. They put these words, they put these phrases in here for a reason, right? Double blow, January 20th, Jean Brunel, New York, and Jeffrey all equal up to 39. But this is supposed to be a coincidence, right? Come on now. They trying to tell you what's going on. Hidden in plain sight. That's the best way to hide the truth. It's delicate. Modeling agent linked to Jeffrey Epstein found dead in prison cell while he was awaiting trial. Awaiting trial equals 98. August 10th equals 98. And peep the 38 numerology, which means murder. August 10th equals 90. Maxwell equals 90. Brunel equals 90. Let's move on. February 19th, 219. Ghislaine equals 219 in the English extended cipher. Now, like I said, double blow. They put that double blow in there for a reason. Double blow equals 666 in the English Sumerian cipher. New York, where Jeffrey died, 666. Sex trafficking equals 666 in the Jewish cipher. They put these things in here for a reason. They do this for a reason, right? Now, if we take Epstein's death and Jean-Luc Brunel's death, we get 132 weeks, right? So Brunel died 132 weeks after Jeffrey Epstein. Hanging, they both died by suicide from hanging. Hanging equals 132. Ghislaine Maxwell equals 132. January 20th, 1953, which was Jeffrey Epstein's day of birth, equals 132 in the Kabbalah cipher. This is who is orchestrating these things. Is the Kabbalah. They get in this esoteric knowledge from Lucifer. This is why they carry out these things on certain days. This is where they getting this esoteric knowledge from. Okay, we have to do this 132 days from then. Okay, we're gonna do it at about, we're gonna say we did it at this time. Even if they don't do it at this time, we're gonna tell the news, we're gonna tell the headlines that we did it, that he died at this time, in this way, in this fashion. This is where they get all this from. So this was already meant to be through the numerology. I told you, they take the numerology that surrounds you, and that's what they're gonna base the rest of the story off of. This is how it happens every time. Copy and paste, different person in Hollywood. And that's what we got for this video. So y'all let me know what y'all think about, you know what I'm saying, the evidence that was in this video. Y'all let me know who else y'all want me to break down. And appreciate y'all for tapping in. Appreciate all the support. And I'm out.